Alright guys, welcome back to another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius video. Today I'm going to review the Folka banner. I'm a bit late on the video because I was playing a lot of Tales of Vesperia. But the first guy we have here is Ichor. He's like a monk and he does monk things. His TMR is really cool if we're like Lucius and Tifa or any Fist user. 125 attack with a water element, that's pretty cool. Down here, if you want to use him, his skills are not bad. Or they're not good. He's like a 5-star max, so he's not the best in the world. But he can combo his skills, so he can do like water resistance, decrease water resistance, so he can imperil 50 to one person. And then he gets another skill, that's 75% to all enemies, so that's another imperil. And then he enables Arcane Raging Torrent Fist, which he can do an 85% water imperil to all enemies. Other than that, he's not really good. He's basically a water imperil, but he can do an AOE water finish if the fight lasts that long. So like this will imperil for 3 turns to all enemies. So after he gets his full imperil done, let's say he does that for 3 turns, he does 85% water imperil to everybody. Then he can turn around and he can unlock his AOE water finisher. So like, he'll use this skill into, or sorry, he'll use this first skill, water physical damage to one person, then Draconic Aqua Fist, and then he'll unlock an AOE water skill that can do 6 times mod finisher to everybody. So he can be used for a water finisher, and would like his combo would last perfect enough for that. His other skills aren't really that great. He gets like some passive attacks, some passive HP in that. And he gets a water physical damage move to all enemies as his limit breaks. That's pretty cool. But other than that, he's like a 5-star max, so you're probably not going to use him that much. So we can probably just say buy him and move on to the next person. Okay, and next we have Kihana. I think I'm pronouncing that right. She's pretty cool. She can unlock like a 200% buff to your entire party, which I think is like the only 200% buff in the game. So she can get like super high buff, but it takes her like 5 turns to do that. But if the fight's gonna last 5 turns, then sure, why not? So this is a 45 spirit necklace. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have any good spirit accessories, so that might be actually pretty decent for me. I did pull one of her as well. It's not like game breaking or anything. So what else we got here? We got Shadow Step, Silence Dance. Where's her good one? Oh, Dance of Incarnations. This is the big thing that she has. So basically what she's going to do, she's going to use Dance of Incantation. And then she's going to get, Ritual Prayer, which unlocks more skills. And she's going to use Barrier Him. So the whole way through, she's just going to mitigate damage. I'm going to assume that you don't need buffs on the way. But she's going to do damage mitigation, and then she's going to unlock another damage mitigation, 50%. And then at the end of all that, oh, she also breaks with these skills as well. So if you follow the whole combo through, you don't need to, but it'll just be lower stats if you like stop the combo beforehand. But if you go through on turn 5, she unlocks a really cool thing. She unlocks 200% for 3 turns to all allies and a 60% break to all enemies. So on turn 5, if the fight's going to last that long for some reason, she's going to buff and break at the exact same time. 60%, 200%. Now 60% break is not the best break we have in the game right now, but it's still pretty high for a 4-star unit. A 200% buff is probably the highest buff we have in the game right now. I think the only other person that comes close is Elephine. So that's pretty cool that she has that. She does have some immunity to Paralyze and Petrify, which is really nice. And she has some bonus stats, and she has like spirit scaling damage moves, which you probably won't be using on her. She's gonna be like a bard sort of, or like a dancer, I guess you call it at that point. And then her limit break, she does spirit scaling, finishing hit, and she can inflict poison and disease to enemies, so that's whatever. But yeah, her main thing is that she can 200% buff to everybody on turn 5. It doesn't have to be on turn 5, but the earliest you could do it is on turn 5, I think. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, that's it for Kihana. We'll move on to the next person. Okay, and next we have this really cool Chocobo Rider. And I like Chocobo Riders. I think Chocobo Riders are great. He looks really cool. Black's my favorite color. Well, black and purple and probably orange. He looks really cool. I really enjoy his sprite. His name's Yubel. What is his TMR? So he has a 40% attack with increased damage against plants. So that's a really cool plant killer TMR. Because we don't have many killers that has like straight attack on it as well. That's 40% attack and a 50% plant. So that's really good if you're attacking any plant monsters. There is one plant in the game that's really, really strong. So, well, it's not strong anymore, but it used to be strong. But yeah, that's a really good TMR for fighting plants. He doesn't have much. I looked over him the other day, but he can be... Okay, so the first thing I'm going to notice, he can do a couple things here. First thing I'm going to point out is that he is a provoke for 30%, so throw a Moogle plushie on him. He can get 100% provoke, and he can be your tank. He can be your provoke tank, not a cover tank. But in addition to having that provoke, he also gets 20% physical evasion here. So you can build him evade pretty easily, and you can have him like provoke and be a evade provoke tank if you don't have a unit set up for that yet, which is really cool. He does get more physical damage against plants here, so he automatically has 50%. But either way, he could be your onion slice chainer, which is really, really cool. So like if you don't have another onion slice partner, you can do ice and dark onion slice damage. And you can also use them with like any other onion slice chainer in your 10-mans and stuff. So like here's a list of all the onion slice chainers if you ever want to look at it. It's all on the wiki. But if you don't have an onion slice partner yet, he can do that. And in addition to being your onion slice chainer, on the moves itself, it also buffs your fire resistance and your light resistance. So that's kind of cool. 70% is a lot. So he has a finishing move here that you might not use a lot, but it is an imperil for ice and dark resistance. So if you need an imperil, you can also do that. Mirage, negate 2 physical damage, take it for 3 turns to caster. That could be used pretty niche-y. But if you're going to go the evade route, I'd say just build him full evade and throw a Moogle plushie on him. Increased chance of being targeted with 70%, 3 turns to caster with a Moogle plushie. He'll be taking all of that damage incoming. He also has hide. Hide is pretty cool. For some fights, you can cheese with hide. But yeah, he has resistance to confuse, not the most common one. I think petrify and paralyze is the most common, but confuse can be useful. And recover 5% MP per turn. And I guess you're gonna want to give him a throwing weapon as well, because he has attack 50% with a throwing weapon here. So yeah, he can be an onion slice chainer or an evade tank. And I don't really like his limit break, because he's doing physical damage, but yet he's imperiling spirit. Come on now, like, wouldn't you want to imperil defense if you're a physical damage unit? He's literally doing physical damage on the limit break itself and decreasing the spirit. So whatever that's for, sure, why not? But yeah, he's pretty cool. If you don't have an evade tank yet or an onion slice partner, you can use him for that. But yeah, he's pretty cool. I really like his sprite. Maybe I'll find use for him one day. But yeah, he's pretty cool. But the big one on this banner is indeed CG Folka. She has a really, really cool limit break, and she is the Veritas of the Water's human form. She is super cool. I don't know if you played through the story yet, but the story was really fun to read as well. So yeah, she's actually a really, 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 really great support character. So she had Heroes Vow Water, MP Spirit 30%, increased limit break gauge fill rate, and recover 5% MP per turn. That's a really, really great support TMR. I would definitely throw that on her and like any healer ever. And then her TMR, or super TMR, Staff of Ripples, 150 MP. That is friggin' huge. And then attack 12 and spirit 166, also huge, with MP 30% on it. And then as like an additional effect for fun, I just got water resistance 50%. But that is an insane amount of spirit. I wouldn't like chase after it or anything, but if you get it, you get it. That's super awesome. She is really, really cool. She can equip a whole bunch of stuff here, like staves, rods, harps, maces, daggers, shields, which is kind of cool. Hats, heavy armor, light armor, clothes, robe, and accessories. So you can like put whatever you want on her, basically. She has options. She's probably going to be wearing a staff. She's probably going to be wearing a staff, because staff's got spirit. You're probably going to want to put some spirit on her. It does have, her healing spells does have spirit scaling, but the big thing about her here, the first thing I want to mention, she can use any of her abilities twice in one turn, which is freaking amazing. So like, anything you want, you can use twice in one turn. You can heal, you can put up support buffs, you can do anything you want. And this is where she gets a little broken, in my opinion. So increased resistance to paralyze, confuse, disease, and petrify, 100% for 5 turns to all allies. And increased attack and magic, break resistance for 5 turns to all allies. And increased charm resistance for 5 turns to all allies, which is kind of rare to find charm resistance. And then down here, the other one, Flowing Waters, which kind of goes well with Sobering Waters. Increased resistance to poison, blind, sleep, and silence, 100% for 5 turns to all allies. And increased defense, spirit break, 100% for 5 turns to all allies. And increased stop resistance for 5 turns to all allies. Again, stop and charm are kind of both rare. So like, the very first turn, or like whenever you need to, you can literally dual cast Flowing Waters and Sobering Waters together, and you're immune to all these terrifying effects for 5 turns to all allies. I'm not gonna say immune, sorry, but you get 100% resistance to it for 5 turns to all allies, which is amazing. And you can dual cast, turn 1, bam, done, 5 turns. And then she can do whatever she wants for 5 turns. It's like her other skills. Water resistance, 100% for 2 turns to all allies, recover MP. So she has she can be an MP battery right off the bat, 5-star, level 71. Decrease water resistance to all enemies, MP drain. The big thing there is the water imperil. That's huge, 75%. And she can dual cast that with whatever else she wants. She can imperil and like do whatever. So like, can here recover MP to one ally. She can like recover MP to someone and imperil in the same turn. Amazing. Dual white magic. I wouldn't say you can. That's not really an ability. It's more like a magic thing. So water screen. She can dual cast this. Heal to all allies. And not only does she heal, but she also puts on an MP buff split over 3 turns to all allies. This is absolutely insane. She has so much utility here. So increased modifier, 1.3 turns to one ally. She could dual cast this, so if you have 2 flood chainers like Lulu and Sea Breeze Fina, or if you had like Livid Shantoto for water Gachas, you can literally dual cast that on both of your chainers and make them do way more damage. So like, you can be like Imperil Water, and then like the next turn cast this on two of your flood chainers, and in turn 2 they're gonna do insane amounts of damage. And if you have her 7-star, she gets even better. She has mitigate physical damage 20%, mitigate magical damage 20%. It's like a mini built-in heal to it. Now 20% is not huge, but these two here, the ones that you can cast every 2 turns, they do stack with the other ones. So like, this is mitigate damage taken. This would stack with anything that says mitigate magic damage taken and mitigate physical damage taken. They will stack. Now this one's not the best. Available on turn 5 at a 5-turn cooldown. That one's not the best because you can get that from a different source. Excuse me. You can get that from like CG Nicole or like Zargabath or like anything else. But the other two, if you have say CG Nicole and Folka in your party at the same time, she could dual cast one of these with any of her other abilities. Then have like Nicole do the regular damage taken one, and it'll be absolutely insane. And recover MP 180 to all allies. That's really cool. It does, now some of these skills, as you notice, does cost limit break crystals. So you probably won't be using your limit break much. You'll probably be using these like limit break crystal moves instead. I didn't notice at the time, but Blue Mirage actually costs limit break crystals as well. So you probably won't be using your limit break a whole ton. You're probably gonna won't be wanting to using it on her skills instead. But that's fine. If you ever do get a limit break, it is very costly limit break. Yeah, I guess you could use it, but yeah. So she has a whole bunch of stuff down here too. She's HP 20%, spirit with a staff, water resistance with a staff. Some more stuff, and recover 5% MP per turn, increase HP MP, spirit MP, you know, like all these things. Chance to counter physical and magical attacks. If you're running a tank, she probably won't counter as much, but that's pretty cool. As just cures all status elements to all allies. But if you're running a tank, I don't think she'll be getting much use out of that. But because of her dual cast, you're going to be immune to all status helmets anyway. At least for, sorry, at least 100%. I keep saying immune, but it's 100% not immune. And then she has TMR equipped to face your weakness. She gets defensive stats, increase resistance to all status helmets 100%, which is cool. She doesn't get a stop and charm resist, unfortunately, but she could just cast that first turn. Limit break gauge, 1 per turn, 20%. Limit break gauge fill rate. So she has a whole bunch of stuff. And then she has, I do not like these single target spells that removes the breaks from people. I'd rather just use like Nicole's limit break or something that can prevent it. But she can do that. I think it's like a waste of a turn because like removing, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that, but she does have auto revive. She does have a re-raise. Re-raise is great. She has Water Jet if you ever need it. A full life. Karaja's great. And Azuniga. So she has all this cool stuff. She has all the healing stuff. Unfortunately, she doesn't have an AoE re-raise. But I think that would make her a little too broken if she did. And you gotta remember that all these CG units are also getting enhancements in the future as well. So she's gonna be future-proof. Gumi and Aleem's all enhancing all the CG units in the future. I'm not sure what Folka gets, but some of the other units got some really, really cool stuff. And her limit break, yeah, Aquan symbol. So this is an insane limit break, but it's super, super costly. It costs 56 crystals. That is absolutely insane. Lower limit break costs by 3 when it's maxed out. I wouldn't max that for that. Because it's basically almost the same between base and max. The only difference is that you get an increased HP recovery, which she could probably like full HP you anyway with enough spirit on her dual casting skills. Cure all status helmets, you're probably going to be 100% resistance to that. Cure, attack, defense, magic, spirit break, stop, and charm all allies, increase water resistance for 3 turns to all allies. That's really cool. I wouldn't bother about maxing it. This seems like a little bit of a waste considering you only get 3 reduced costs on it and 50% more HP. She could just do all this in her normal kit for free. But yeah, she's an amazing healer and she will get enhancements in the future. And I think she's going to be amazing. If I could pull for her, I definitely would. And if you don't have a 7-star healer yet, definitely go for it. And look at her sprite. Her sprite just looks so amazing. But yeah, have fun. It should be a fun time. And that's it for my second banner review. I hope I did a better job this time, and hopefully I'll get better at it in the future. But yeah, if you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, and let me know on how I can improve.